Welcome to Win the Day from Back to the Bible. I'm your coach, Pastor Nat, and today we're going to talk about the dangers of legalism. Have you ever scolded a child for doing the right thing? I have, and I feel horrible about it. But you know the scenario. Maybe a kid pushes another kid out of the way. Now, it's not out of malice, but instead it's to protect them. Or maybe they're getting out of their room at bedtime to check on a crying baby instead of just trying to be naughty. If you're like me, the inclination is to correct the action and then evaluate the context. Well, Jesus, he experienced rebuke for his righteous action on the Sabbath. What exactly happened? Let's turn back to John chapter 5, beginning in verse 9. Now that day was the Sabbath. So the Jews said to the man who had been healed, "It is the Sabbath, and it is not lawful for you to take up your bed." But he answered them, "The man who healed me, that man said to me, 'Take up your bed and walk.'" They asked him, "Who is the man who said to you, 'Take up your bed and walk'?" Now the man who had been healed did not know who it was, for Jesus had withdrawn, and there was a crowd in the place. Afterward, Jesus found him in the temple and said to him, "See, you are well. Sin no more, that nothing worse may happen to you." Where we left off yesterday, Jesus saw and called out a 38-year-old disabled person. Now, we don't know what exactly the issue was, but regardless, he had been ill or crippled for 38 years. He had been waiting year after year to be placed in the pool of Bethesda. He believed it would heal him. But the truth is, there was no true healing that happened there. It was pure superstition, but he had no other option. Jesus, because he is God, he knows his story and asks him, "Do you want to be healed?" The man says, "Of course, but no one will get me into the pool at that magic time." In other words, this man did not know Jesus or believe in his power. But it's amazing. Jesus extends grace and he heals him. And what does the man do? He walks away. But we see the problem at the end of verse 9. It was the Sabbath. Remember how much we've seen the problem with religion. Throughout the book of John, Jesus is challenging that game. Jesus has been flipping religion on its head. He has been saying salvation is not by your work. It's by a gift of spiritual rebirth. Living water is the gift. It can't be drawn from a well. It comes from me. The Jewish leaders were adamant about following the law. They had 39 categories of things you could not do on the Sabbath. Now notice I didn't say things. No, 39 categories of things. It's a wealth of religion, but it only resulted in bondage. You see, they forgot that after God created the universe, he rested on the seventh day, not because he was tired. It was because he was done. God gave us the Sabbath for worship and rest. But it was not meant to be a free ticket to legalism. Well, Jesus goes out of his way and reminds the man, "You are well. Sin no more, that nothing worse may happen to you." Some people think that Jesus is teaching that sin results in physical illness. Now, it is true that some sins can result in physical consequences. But Jesus' point is that remember, that pool, it didn't heal you. That Pharisaic religion, that didn't heal you. I did. And friend, there is a greater sickness. sin. There is only one cure for the sin sickness. It's me, Jesus. If you don't resolve this, something worse will happen. Well, what could be worse than a 38-year-old illness or disability? It's hell, and hell is for eternity. Jesus is the solution to your greatest problem, sin. Jesus is the solution for your daily battles. What are those daily battles? Playing God and playing the game of religion. So here's my challenge for you today. If you're not a follower of Jesus, how well is your way of life working for you? Is your pathway to success in life and eternity working out? Jesus knows it will never work. You need real healing. Will you believe Him today? I challenge you, I encourage you, consider trusting Jesus. Now, if you're a follower of Jesus, what is it in your life that is causing you to default to those legalistic tendencies? The Jews were mad at Jesus because He dared to heal on the Sabbath. We too put in unhelpful rules in our walk with Jesus. Jesus came to heal us from our ultimate sickness. Will you believe it and allow Him to free you today?